What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Varla Eagle One V2. Shout out to Varla for sending this out to us so quickly, and even a bigger shout out to Varla for listening to all the user feedback and implementing a ton of those suggestions into the V2. So we'll take a look at all of those new upgrades when we do the side-by-side comparison. But for now, let's go ahead and pop this open, get the scooter out, take a look at the new locking mechanism, slap the handlebars on, get to the side-by-side comparison, and then we'll get this outside and I'll give you my first impression on the first ride. You are the boss. Thankfully, the box arrived undamaged and unopened. However, the tape wasn't really on there very well. It was barely taped on, as you can see, but the staples held, so thankfully it got to us in perfect condition, hopefully. Once we get this out of here, we'll know. Just like the Eagle One V1, we've got some additional grip tapes. Looks like they give you 3. The Varla logo. This is kind of like a Spider-Man pattern. And then we got a skull with the helmet. So just like the Eagle One V1, which we have right there, this thing came packed in foam. There's foam all around it. It's in great shape from what I can see. I don't see a scratch on anything. So let's go ahead and get this thing out, put it together, and get outside and have some fun. I like how they pretty much secured the entire scooter with 2 big pieces of foam. Here's what we're looking at once the foam is out of the box. And I believe this weighs like 70 something pounds, so shouldn't be too tough to get out of here. I see that they added a little lock and a hinge for the stem when it's folded, so that's nice. Some goodies. And look at that, they even throw in some knee pads, elbow pads, some wrist guards. Nice. This right here is probably the most notable improvement of the V2, and that is the much improved, beefier, sturdier stem lock. Definitely an improvement over what was on the V1. I like the design. It's pretty straightforward, and it's definitely heavy duty. So you pretty much loosen this here, that raises this, and then once the stem is upright and you tighten it, that half circle goes into this notch right here. So definitely a huge improvement. Kudos to Varla for implementing that. I really love that I don't have to worry about the stem wobbles anymore. Taking a look at the new rear locking mechanism, this is to prevent the scooter from opening when it's folded. So you pretty much, when you bring it down, you just clip that on, and then now you don't have to worry about it flying open. It would be nice if this was more secure and didn't move around. I mean, eventually this is gonna get all scratched up. And on top of that, despite not needing anything to keep this from opening, because with the V1, I would use like Velcro straps to keep this secure, I'm gonna have to Velcro strap or ratchet strap this, because who wants to hear that while they're riding? You can see they did add a magnet and it does stay, but it's not very strong. So I can see that just flopping around, clicking and rattling while you're riding. So if you're making videos or recording anything, that's kind of gonna ruin your video. But it is well thought out, and I will definitely use it every single time I fold my scooter and have to put it in and out of my trunk. All right, let's get the scooter unfolded, get the handlebars on, and pop this thing out of the styrofoam. Wow, this is so much better than the old design. Not only is it more secure, but it's pretty dummy proof. Not saying the other one was the opposite of that, but you kind of had to go back and forth tightening each clamp until they were both equally tight. But this is perfect. Like, that is super sturdy, and a nice big knob to get this super tight. For added security, they also have this little dowel pin that has a spring-loaded ball bearing, and it simply pops right into this little hole. This pin, in conjunction with the main lock, will give you all the peace of mind you need to know that this will never come undone, even in the event that this lock comes loose. I'm pretty sure if that happens, there would be a noise or some type of wobble to let you know. Always check your lock before every ride, but this is a huge improvement. All right, let's see what's included inside of the accessory box. I'm assuming this is the headlight. Yep, we got a nice size headlight. the bell. I'm assuming this is the display. Yep. Got our display with the 2 NFC keys. See, we've got one double-sided wrench, 13 and 15. Multi-tool, I've got tons of these, so I'm just going to leave that unopened. It's like a little organizer for the hardware. That's pretty cool. And I'm assuming it's the charger. Judging by the 9 to 10 hour charge time, if you only have one charger, let me move this box, because as you can see here, here's the charging ports. And the cool thing is it has 2 charging ports. So if you buy an additional charger, you can plug them in and charge this simultaneously. It'll take like 5 to 6 hours. But sadly, this only ships with one charger. So we're looking at 9 to 10 hours for a fully depleted battery. And it is 2 amp charger. So bigger battery, same size charger, longer charge time. And by bigger battery, this is a 20 amp hour battery, I believe 20.8, and the V1 is an 18.2 amp hour battery. So big improvement there, and definitely welcome, but a nicer charger that can get it charged faster would have been nice. Always read your manual, you'll always learn something, guaranteed. All right, so let's get our handlebars on, and I just wanted to point out to anybody that's assembling their very first e-bike, regular bike, scooter, anything with this type of stem, always tighten these in an X pattern and make sure that you have equal gaps on each side. That'll ensure that your stem is on there correctly, your handlebars won't shift, and definitely after your first few rides, always check these because these always somehow come loose after the first ride. Next thing you want to do is plug in your display. I don't know if you can see the arrow, but there's an arrow there. There's an arrow there. Next, we're going to install the bell, and some of you may not feel the need to put this on your scooter or your e-bike or whatever, but you always want to have some way of notifying pedestrians that you're coming, especially if they don't seem to be paying attention. And considering how fast these go, if you find yourself commuting with your scooter or your e-bike and you're encountering cars often, then you may want to consider a horn as well. All right, next we're going to install our headlight, and I want to give a big shout out to Varla for this right here. This is a really well thought out implementation of the headlight bracket. You can use it to route your cables. Then you pop on your headlight and keeps things nice and tidy. That is a really, really nice touch. I like that. And this little kit doesn't include any of the hardware necessary for assembly. These are just extras in case you lose one or strip one. And then we use our included wrench to tighten this. I'll aim that later, but let's get it snug. And there we go. And then the last thing to do is connect our headlight. Remember to line up your arrows and they'll snap right on. I love how they did that. Everything is tucked behind the headlight. Nothing is crimped, nothing is squeezed. Everything looks nice and tidy. There's no wires in everywhere looking like a bowl of spilled spaghetti. That is really sharp. Booting up the V2 is super easy. Just grab one of your NFC tags. There's a 4-button keypad on the left. Power button is on the top. Then we've got our gear selectors in the middle. And the bottom button is for the headlight. To power it on, press and hold the power button for about 3 seconds. Then you'll see the NFC icon flashing on the screen. And then take your NFC tag and tap it right to the icon. Looks like I'm at 56%. You can also see the voltage by tapping on the power button. It'll cycle through the trip odometer, the regular odometer, and then you can see the voltage right now. I'm at 50.9 volts. For the headlight, just press and hold the bottom button. At the top of the screen, there's a little green icon that indicates that you're in dual motor mode. Press and hold the plus button. Icon goes away. Now you're in single motor mode. Press and hold plus again to bring dual mode back. To turn on the accent lighting, just press and hold the minus button. And then tap the headlight button to cycle between the different options. And you can see the first one is a slow white pulse. The second one is like a multicolored, like rainbow pulse. And the last one is a strobing effect. So that one's really good for riding late at night. Since the V2 has a headlight, it no longer includes the front-facing board lights found on the V1, but the headlight, along with the accent lighting and the tail light and the headlight, will make sure that you're super visible when you're riding at night.